are you going now, Orchid? It says we are live, and
I'm almost live, yes.
Pam and her snake are here. Welcome, Pam. And Bob and my snake is here. So we are gonna. I see Huawei's got herpes. No, that says the herp fever. Okay. I think they call that the same thing, herpes, herp fever. But I hope you're okay. Hey, Lucky Stone, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you too. I only have to volunteer half a day tomorrow at the Ark. So there's Jeff. Jeff said thought that was funny. I got that in dad jokes. That's it. So I think that's the only couple of people in here right now. So we
You know
will.
how you can tell when something's a dad joke?
How?
When it becomes apparent.
Okay. I guess I set that up.
Apparent?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I got it. I got it. Hope you're doing okay, Jim. He liked that one too, so he must like the dad jokes. So what are you up to, Pam? What's going on?
Just not much. I'm trying to finish a drawing. I wanted to get to the post office, but I'm so close to finishing this one drawing, and I want to finish it tonight. So I decided to wait, go to the post office in the morning, and hopefully we'll be able to add this little drawing I'm working on to the stack of stuff going out.
Nice.
And other than that, my feet are so swelled up today that I couldn't get socks on.
Dang.
And it snowed all day yesterday, and today it is very cold. It's like 34 degrees and dripping from the melting snow and wet outside. Very, very wet outside.
I saw that picture you posted on Facebook of the park.
Yeah, Kurt Gowdy.
Yeah. Who was Kurt Gowdy? Was he a sports announcer or?
I am not sure. I just know that the park is about halfway between here and Cheyenne. It's a nice park. It's got a lot of water, and people go there in the summer and go fishing. You aren't supposed to swim in it because it's a water source, but
Yeah. They don't want people. They don't want people peeing in it.
They don't want people peeing in their drinking water.
But
there's quite a few, like in the hills above Kurt Gowdy, there's quite a few cabins and stuff. And then if you go towards Cheyenne, there's like a lot of ranches and stuff. And if you go the other way towards Laramie, just right outside of Kurt Gowdy is where you enter the state forest, and there's no houses or people or anything. And when a lot of times they've got like a big bar thing right there at the park, and they'll slap that thing down and close the road right there.
Yeah. Jeff says it's been raining in Michigan all day.
Yeah, we had snow all day yesterday, off and on all day yesterday. And the freeway was closed, and the highway that Kurt Gowdy is on, it's kind of a back road off the freeway, and it was closed too. So yeah, we got snow, our first big snow of the fall.
We've just had overcast today, but it was in the 70s, but no rain, which is nice weather for us. Very nice.
We had a high of 35 today, which is just barely enough to start melting the snow. So it's really, really, really wet.
I remember when we used to get big snow, well, like 8 or 12 inches here several times every winter, but we never get just maybe a dusting or two here, and it's gone by mid-morning the next day. But I remember how it would melt off the roofs and make long icicles and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where's the snow at, Jeff said?
I am in southeastern Wyoming.
Like Laramie.
Laramie. Yeah, I'm in Laramie. And Cheyenne is the closest big town, and Cheyenne is to the east of me and about 2,000 feet lower than Laramie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Cheyenne is the start of the prairie.
Well, have
Oh,
you ever got stuck in Cheyenne and couldn't get back up to
yeah.
Laramie?
When I used to work in Cheyenne, and I would get
Yeah.
they'd close the freeway, and I wouldn't be able to get home. And if they closed the freeway, the store I worked at would get me a hotel room. So I spent many a night in Cheyenne. And there was a couple times where I'd spent almost a full week because they would open up the freeway during the day, and by the time I got off at night, it was closed again. So,
Yeah.
it'd just be night after night. I'd have to stay there. So, yeah, I got stuck in Cheyenne quite a few times, quite
I
often
bet.
in the
I
wintertime.
bet. I
And at
used
the same time, like Cheyenne wouldn't even have any snow because
to stay away.
it's from Cheyenne to Laramie, it's a slow, steady climb.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it is from Chattanooga over here to Cleveland. And there are a couple of small mountains to come over. One's called White Oak, and that kind of was like the place. If you couldn't get up White Oak, you were screwed. And that's where the semis would pull over and all that. And I've had to leave work early before. I mean, they didn't like it, but I'm like, I've got to get home. I can't be sitting on the interstate.
Yeah, I remember one night I was working and I had transferred over to the Starbucks and was working at the Starbucks, and this young kid she was like 18, 19, and she was working with me. And I was watching the weather, and I asked him if I could leave early because I was supposed to get off work at 5. And I said, I'm going to be in trouble if you guys don't let me go. And this girl went and called her boyfriend, and he was driving around on all the back roads around Cheyenne, and he said, it's just raining. There's no snow. And so she told them that, and she said, there's no snow. It's just raining. She just wants to get out of work early. So they didn't let me out early. And I started home, and as soon as I got on the freeway and started towards Laramie, the rain got real heavy, and then it turned white. And I got halfway up the mountain, and there was a car wreck ahead of me, and I sat there till freaking 9:30 at night. Just sat there and watched the freeway close around me. They closed the freeway, and I'm still sitting there in this long line of traffic, and it was like 11 o'clock before I got home that night.
Damn.
And I was like, thank you very much, you ignorant child.
Right. Like it was her damn business anyway.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
it was her business anyway, and like I don't know what I'm talking about. And
She
the
probably.
the freeway was still closed the next day, so I couldn't get into work. So I called them and told them that, thank you guys. I sat on the freeway for almost 5 hours behind a traffic wreck in the snow while they closed the freeway both sides.
She was probably afraid she'd have to do your work or something.
Probably.
Let's see. Jenny Lynn came in. She's got to lurk and listen. And Bruiser came in. And June came in on the
Came
Oscars.
in.
She's
Are
got to
you going to
lurk.
be doing a stream after we're done here, June?
She's lurking. Coro says lurking might be a sin, but what did Jesus die for anyways? You got it.
That's right.
You know, somebody said, or I saw a meme the other day that said, if we don't sin, Jesus died for nothing. So never heard it put that way.
That's true. That's a good
It is. It is true.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. Look at her. She crawled over my back and then she came back and laid her little head down there. And we're holding hands and tails down here. Her tail in my hand. Sweet, sweet snake, that orchid. Chronos looks, clerks. That's funny. That's funny. Well, everything's the same here. I'm telling you. I have got to get a grip on some of these projects. I feel like I'm just like visiting here, and then I'm back to the arc again or to something else again. So after tomorrow, half a day, I'm off till Tuesday. So I have got to get some stuff done. I did get I sent you guys a picture in Blackie's chat.
No live today. Hate technology. Updated to death. Ah.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I always like to send people over there. Maybe while we can find somebody else. we can send people to. But I sent y'all a picture of my second mouse colony, and I didn't realize it was as big as it was. But I got a second one of those like mouse condos, hamster condos, and put them over there. And I was like, holy moly! But I had to catch them every one by hand by their tail because they're just they like to take food out of my hand and stuff. But if I try to pick them up, they don't want that. So it took a while to catch them all and get them over there. But now I can get rid of those tanks they were in because it's hard to keep those clean. It's next to impossible. But these towers, the bottom floor on of them is just
All
a broke.
started with one pregnant mouse that you did not want to feed your snakes.
It started with one pregnant mouse, and she died maybe a month ago. She probably had other babies in there, but anyway, she died. She looked old when I got her. I felt sorry for her. And now there have been I don't know how many generations in there, and that's only been like 5 months or something, if that long. But I have
Let this
plenty
be
of.
a lesson to all you kids out there. Don't
Well,
get mice.
I have a like
Don't
half.
get a pregnant mouse.
Now I have a rat that's, I mean, he's a rat size, but he's not like a big rat. I don't think he's sexually mature, and I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy, but I got that for the blood python last week. But she didn't eat. She went off her food, so I had to take him out because he bit her on the tail a couple of times. She was going around in there real fast, the snake, and I'm like, what is she up to? And I saw him bite her, and I'm like, oh, hell no. So I've got him in 29 high tank that I hadn't put anything in yet, and some supplies and stuff. He got a cold. He was sneezing and wheezing, but he's a lot better the last 2 days. So I'm going to try to feed him to her either tonight or tomorrow again because she definitely is acting hungry. I don't need a colony of rats. And after he's gone, I'm going to be feeding her just these mice. I've been feeding some of them, Pam. So.
Well, that's good. You need to feed all of them except for maybe like one male and two females that you can breed if you need more mice to feed.
Well, I'll always have the snakes, so I'll always need the mice.
Yeah, so just like you need to cut it down to one male and 2 or 3 females tops.
I don't think they could produce enough babies that quick to keep me in stock because I need like 10 or 12 mice every week. I tried to feed one of the ones that's like not a pinky anymore, but just starting to get short hair, and its eyes are just open and it could sit up. And I tried to feed that to the rat snake, that new little rat snake I got, and it was striking everything. And I thought, well, maybe it's hungry, but it struck the little mouse, but I don't think the mouse even realized it, and it bit me, but it made 2 tiny, tiny little dots. I'm sure they're gone. That didn't even bleed. So hopefully he'll eat. And I also tried to feed the new snake, the real pretty one, that Puma, and it wouldn't eat. It acted interested, but it didn't eat. Sometimes it takes a while. Bob supports incest in his mouse community. Yep. Got a sign on their kitchen walls that say incest is best. I still have the 2 little mice too. The one that I put in with like the second generation of these mice way back, like 3 or 4 months ago, and they fought him. They wouldn't let him stay. I think I got him to feed as a live one to somebody, and then they didn't eat him, so I had to put him in there. And they were fighting him, and they bit his tail real bad. It eventually came off, but I took him out. And he's with that little wild mouse. Remember, I got that mouse away from Tibby. So they're buddies, and apparently they either can't mate or they're the same sex. So they're my pets. Incest is best, relatively speaking. Oh my God. Did you see that? Relatively speaking.
That's actually a pretty good one.
It really is.
Oh, dear.
And I bet it's original too, sadly. I bet it's original. I'm getting hungry and I have no idea what I'm
I'm
going to
getting
eat.
cold.
Yeah.
Turned the heaters off because the snow was melting, and I thought, and the house was warming up because the sun was shining on it. But now the sun is no longer hitting the house because it's close to dark, and the house is dropping in temperature fast. So I might have to turn the freaking heater back on again.
Worm is
Last
going
night was the first night for the season I had to turn the heat on.
wow.
And I think it was because it was like 24 degrees and snowing, and I decided, screw this, I'm turning the heater on.
Worm's trying to be beautiful, but I can't have her up here on this snake.
So
No, Worm.
I was weak and broke down, Bob, and turned the heater on.
Well, you don't want to get sick. Keep it. Hey, Craig, keep it in the family. Yeah, that's about what it is here right now, Wally.
It's 34 here right now. 34 and sunny. And I bet you the roads are going to get slicker than shit tonight because everything is wet out there now
Slick
from
as
the
a
snow
ribbon.
melting.
Slick as a ribbon. That's pretty slick.
Yep.
Are you sure these mice are from Tennessee and not Alabama? Well, I know that he gets his mice locally, but the guy hadn't been able to keep him because he's got a whole bunch of snakes. He took a couple.
Everybody always laughs at Alabama, but Alabama is not the #1 state for incest.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's not.
Is it
Any
Tennessee?
guesses on what state is?
Tennessee.
Nope.
Kentucky?
I'll give you a clue. West
Virginia.
West Virginia. Yep. It's the #1 state for incest.
That's an odd trivia thing to know, Pam.
Yeah, it is, huh?
We know what you've been reading. Probably California. So many people here. Well, if there's a lot of people, there shouldn't be a need to intertwine or to cohab or whatever. I don't know.
Kentucky was right up there too. Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama, but West Virginia was the #1.
I met a cool channel on TikTok from Kentucky just yesterday, and I had to leave their live to come here. It's called Reptales 101, and they actually own a little reptile park, and they have a mobile unit that they can take around and do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're really nice. So they had a little boy, and his mother was there, but they had a little boy holding a great big tegu thing on a bench. You can go there, and it's not much to go through it, like, I don't know, $10 or something, or $5. And if you want to touch small animals, it's 10. If you want to touch big ones, with them supervising, it's more. So I've got to look up where it's at. Dee Dee's in North Carolina. I need to ask her. Minson or something like that. But let's say it's 1 in 500,000 people have an incestuous relationship. Those odds are strong in California. Oh, I bet it's a lot more than that. I bet it's more like 1 in 5,000. What do you think, Pam?
I don't know.
Well, you looked every damn thing else up. Why didn't you look at that?
I know, huh?
Seeing if you read. We'll get back to us on that.
Wyoming is the #1 state for suicides.
Really?
Yeah, but it's also the least. That's not per capita. That's just the #1. So per capita, it would probably make it a lot lower because Wyoming has such a small population.
How can more people than California and New York kill themselves in Wyoming?
I don't know.
Nothing to do there but kill yourself?
I guess, yeah.
I guess I should be careful what words I'm using on here.
It's the people trying to, YouTube doesn't like the words. You have to watch the words.
Unalive. Well, and the S word's probably one too.
Yeah, it probably is. I'm sorry for saying it.
Oh, well. They might get that 37 cents back then from this one.
I know, huh?
I was looking at a video that's doing really well. Actually, a live stream. My live streams, especially Tennessee Fish Mafia, do better than anything, and or almost. And I was thinking, oh, that looks good. And I looked at the demographics, the whatever's on it and the stats,
Anal- anal- an-
analytics.
analytics, yeah.
Yeah, analytic. Anna, she's a cousin of mine. Analytic, and it was 37 cents, and I was like, oh hell, what did I buy for that?
I looked at one night. It made me sad because I did a 4-hour live stream, and it was fun. And for some reason, a few days later, I just happened to look at the analytics, and I made 6 cents. Like
There.
0.06 is how much I made for live streaming for 4 hours.
Mom, when are you streaming next?
Tomorrow night.
Lucky Stone says, well, is the line for incest first cousin or is it closer? I'm not sure if I want the
First
answer.
cousin is definitely incest.
Is it?
Yes.
I know it's illegal, I guess, in most states.
That's because you can have physical damages to kids with first cousins.
Yeah, but first cousin is just your aunt or uncle's kid.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize that. So I guess having sex with your aunt is?
Most likely, yes.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Oh, dear God.
What about a sister you haven't seen in a long time? Always says. I think that doesn't matter how long you haven't seen them. Always.
Oh, God. I remember one time I watched one of those. No, it was not something I normally watched, but for some reason I watched a show that was like Divorce Court or something. And I was watching the people fight on it and argue about who gets what and all that stuff. And it was this couple, and they had like 4 kids. And it came up like towards the end of it. It was like they weren't legally married. And the judge says, but you have the same last name. And they're like, yeah, they were brother and sister. It's like, oh, shit. That was a surprise ending.
I bet the judge, Craig says he's made $40 in 8 years on YouTube, and someone in the fish fam donated that. They know who they are. Mine is not from so many views like this one. I'll be lucky if it's got 20 views. It looks like there's 8 people here, so which is fine, but it's the replays. But mine are the videos that I make, like the stupid unedited videos, like showing a fish or holding a snake or anything. And then you go back and look, and some of those 3,000 people have watched that.
Yeah.
So I've got, I think Huawei told me 1,700 videos is what it was last time. It may be more.
Yeah, I've got one video that it's always consistently on my top watched videos. I don't even know how many people have watched it now, but probably close to 3,000. But it's like been up for a couple years. It's taken a couple years to get up to that point. It wasn't like a instant, success or anything. It's just it's steadily watched all the time.
What's that say? 10 donated 20. Oh, 60. Okay. $60. I made 11, Jeff said live streaming. Your videos, what? Always come up. They always come up when I get referred to you because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of
I
mine
think my coffee's done, so I'm going to step out for just a second, Bob, because I really need my coffee.
I'm drinking cold coffee.
I love you and I love your snake, but not as much as I love my coffee.
Well, did you hear that, Orchid?
So I'll be right back.
I was just about to say, Pam's heard me say it before. I've got several videos that are at 5,000 or above that, and then several that are 3,000. That my most watched one, I just saw it again when I was looking at those analytics. on that 37 cents the other day, is where I did a tutorial on the, because couple 3 years ago, it hadn't been that long ago, people were watching, um, no, people were talking about the little box filters, and of course all of us old people know what box filters are, and they became popular again, with the air, not, I mean, an air stone, or just hooked up to an air pump, and in the corner with the charcoal or the media and some filter floss, something like that. So I set up a lot of my rainbow tanks, 8 of those that I've taken down now, but with those, and so people were saying what were they. So I did a tutorial on the box filter and opened it up and went through it and stuff, and that one's got over 5,000. I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. Another one was just when I did just like, here's a bag I just opened from the store. It had clownfish in it from the fish store, tomato clowns, and that one's like 3,000 and something. And I'm like, what? Another one, that's the last one I'll say, is I had a 55-gallon and the brace broke on it. And the guy that's a friend of mine, he and his significant other, they own the fish store when I started getting saltwater fish, so they were kind of my mentors. They've stopped doing that. She's working, I think, in insurance now, and he was working as a welder, like a master welder or something. So she pretty much ran the store during the day, JC and Zach. But anyway, where he worked, they also did plexiglass and stuff. And so he made me a couple of braces that would just, were like a couple inches wide, and they were long enough that they'd just clip down, sit down over the edge of the tank. So all I had to do was like just push the tank in a little bit because it was bulging out in the front. And I got by for probably a year like that. And I just happened to be on my computer in the bedroom one night, and I heard something pop, and I looked over, and the whole front came out of that. And all of these big fish that are in here now, some of them, I had another, like a 40 breeder in here in the floor, so I brought those fish and put them in there, and I had already paid for that 180 online in Nashville, and was going to get it that weekend, so I think I only lost one fish. But anyway, that brace, talked about it, and I still get comments on that thing. I just had one the other day, and the brace that I had, and he made me a backup, I actually sent them to people, one in California and one in New York, I think, and I just sent them to them, did not want anything for them, couldn't use them. Disgusting, sis. Tune in next time on Tennessee Fish Mafia, and we will continue the discussion. I don't know about that. Probably get this video taken down. Phantom wants to be the star so bad he keeps trying to mark the aquariums as his terrible. Yeah, it gets him on there though. I saw him on there. And Craig asked him 30 times, did you do that? Who did that? Did you do that? Who did that? I think he got the point. When I was a kid, I had a few tanks with box filters, and I would fill with air and float. I ended up weighing with the rock, but back then you had to improvise. Well, Pam had that same problem, and I don't think she was putting anything heavy enough in it to weigh it down. I used charcoal, but mine didn't float up. I probably put more charcoal than was required. I would have done that as a child. But
I hate box filters.
I know. I said that. Lucky said he had that same problem. It floated up.
Yeah, mine always floated up. I think it was all weighted down good and set up in the corner, and everything looked good. And an hour later, bloop.
That's weird. That sounds good, Craig. A cask of butterscotch liquor, or liqueur, I guess.
I've never had butterscotch liqueur before, but it sounds really good.
I love butterscotch. Whatever happened to those butterscotch hard candies that were so good? Hey, where are you going? Oh, here you come. I felt her butt going off the end over there. She's good about not falling off. My beard, I think, is poking her. You see her? She's like, "What's that? What's that?" I'm staying away from the fish meds covered. Coral, last time I was drunk, I
Oh,
killed a lot of fish. Ooh,
I have a cup of hot coffee here, and over here beside me,
see,
I have some peanut butter cookies.
I
And I
knew you
think
were.
couple peanut butter cookies with hot coffee sounds really good.
That does sound good. Thank you for bringing up cookies when I'm diabetic and can't eat them.
I know,
Diabetic.
huh? I'm
Uh,
sorry.
my blood sugar, I didn't get a chance. Of course, I don't eat till I get to the ark, but it was 283. They were saying, "What's your blood sugar?" And I said, "Well, let me look. I've got a burger getting cold. 283. You know, and it should be like 120 or something in the morning fasting." So I see the doctor next Monday on the phone, so we'll see. I had 4 tanks and only one was a problem. Talking about the brace, one of those 55 count. No, it's not because the front busted out. I couldn't fix it. I started to say it's got snakes in it, but it doesn't. I'm going to buy some new aquarium plants tomorrow. What are you going to get? You know who I thought I follow Father Fish, of course, and on his what's the gosh, I can never think of a memory on his platform that somebody will think of it. But anyway, on there where you can go and talk to people privately and stuff. But he has like a plant
Discord?
Discord every week. Anubius. Did you see the video? Who was it that had all those Anubius that gave us a fish tour? Can't remember. It was just a week or two ago.
Was it G?
It may have been G. Yeah, he had the hotel. He
Yeah.
manages and runs some booths. I've still got some booths that I've had for 4 or 5 years. It hasn't grown one leaf. It's exactly the same. Fish board. Just so healthy. You just got a heap of them too, Craig. Craig goes collecting too. Yes, ma'am. She's still got that shed over her eyes, and I've talked to several people about it, and the consensus seemed to be to try to moisten it, but then to take like some Vaseline on a damp cloth and see if she'll let me rub it off. But she's not a little snake, and she doesn't want me rubbing her eyes. So I need to get it off there. I'm afraid I'll pull her eye cap off is what I'm worried about.
I would just mist it just with warm water and just do it every time you think about it. I wouldn't mess trying to pull anything off of it.
I do that. This one guy told me, and he runs a rescue. I can't remember the name of his place, but he runs a rescue and gets in animals that have been neglected, and so he's used to doing. Just followed a heap too. This must have jumped. It did, but nothing new on there. Where are you going? I'm wearing her like a garland now. What made you get restless? I have no idea. She's pulling on the arm of the chair. That's not going to work. Come on back. Come on back. I can never remember which way. There. There she is. But I don't know if we heard from Susie or not. She had been telling us on Friday that she wasn't home yet. So that's why I was thinking about changing the time. I was going to take in unwanted animals, but I decided it was a bad idea. Yeah. We're going to start. I think I talked about this already on here, so if it's boring, I'm sorry. We've talked about it for years, but we need to do something as far as staying visible and more and become more pertinent to the community. I mean, we have dogs and cats, but it's hard for us to keep a census because we're just doing owner surrender. Um, but anyway, taking in like small furry things like hamsters and guinea pigs and birds, like Floyd would have gone there if we were taking birds, stuff like that. Um, and then we talked about reptiles at the meeting last Tuesday night, and a couple of them were leery about that. And so then I talked about how the ARC, with their nonprofit 501c3, could umbrella me, Kaler's Aquatics and Reptiles, and I could bring the reptiles home, that they would still belong to me, but I would be using the ARC's nonprofit, so I wouldn't have to pay taxes on the animals and stuff like that. I'd still have to buy their food, and all that. It'd still be my responsibility. But, girl, you need to eat. Your skin is a little bit not as tight as I like it. Be a bad idea. I don't like letting things go. Well, I don't either. That's why I've got 250 mice, Craig, because I got a pregnant mouse, and the man told me it was pregnant when I bought it for food. So it's had so many babies. I need shares in animal meds to start a rescue. Yeah, so many fish are sick, you're right. And so many fish are carrying things. Our kittens, our new 3 kittens that we got, have herpes, and cat herpes is not zoonotic. People and dogs can't get it. So I researched that again to be sure. So we're watching them close, and they're isolated away from the other cats. They're blue, Russian blue, or British blues, I'm not sure, but they're really pretty blue, glistening cats. 3 boys, and they're 5 months old. But we have some lysine. Somebody gave them as a sample. I don't remember who. We get salesmen and stuff come by, even though we're a little place, and they're lysine treats. So I've been giving them those because lysine is real. It's a natural antiviral, and I've given lysine for years to my fish in my fish tanks. And when you can't figure out what's wrong, it's usually a virus if there's no signs of anything or anything else. And I've had really good luck with it. Not 100%, but it'll knock a virus out. Thank you for the links, Huawei. So when the word gets out about the relative relationships, how are we going to follow that, Pam?
I don't know.
Huawei's already advertising part 2 in the stream. I had a cat hair on my cup. I haven't tasted one, so it must just be a random cat hair. Imagine that, 5 cats here. Bob, Pam, Susie, Mike, and Sarah. I wonder how Mike's doing. The last time he live with us, his signals kept going out, his Wi-Fi or whatever. I guess I need to check and see. So Pam, is there any night that you couldn't stream? Or evening? It's evening for you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it. But I really wanted Susie to be here if she can. We changed it to, was it Thursday we changed it to?
Mm-hmm.
But she couldn't make that, it turned out, because of other commitments, but she didn't know it at the time. And apparently that caused some, even though it was discussed, that caused some issues too, because a lot of fish people like to watch reptiles, but I mean, so what are you supposed to do? I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Sarah is going to be here next week, I'm pretty sure, because I was looking. She always talks to me in emails, girl, you got to eat. I fed a bunch of frozen thawed mice last night, and this one here wouldn't eat anything. She kept me busy for probably 20 minutes trying to coax her and rewarming the mouse and in water, you know. And she never did eat. Her boyfriend that she lives with did eat, so that was good. Ball pythons do that. They'll stop eating just for a while, for months sometimes. That worries me. I like that new one, how thick he is. But he didn't eat either. Can you hear the water rushing, Pam?
Just barely.
I topped that tank off again. Enjoying I don't know what he's doing. I thought he was eating algae off the sides. He was picking it off the grass earlier. I haven't fed him anything, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Several of my small fish have disappeared, and I noticed that my squirrel fish is looking kind of plump. So I think that's where they went. My little blue and yellow fish, damsels. I had a couple of little clownfish. All of those are gone. There are only 3 fish in there that I'm seeing. We've still got 9 people in here. And we've been going 42 minutes. Are you having an auction tomorrow, Pam?
Probably, yeah.
I hope Sarah can come on.
I hope so. I've been seeing her.
And I need to get with Ed and give him his art from Rack. I reminded him. Well, you saw that probably in our chat.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't answer when I asked him how many mouse I could put him down for. How many mice? He's local. I could meet up with him and give him those. He'd get into snakes then. Something to feed him to. It's wrapped around me. She's starting to warm up. She felt really cold when I took her out. They have a heating pad in there, heating mat. You look like you've got a snake around your neck, Pam.
No,
What is that?
just my coat
Oh, okay.
and hair.
Oh, it's your green screen's making it do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, damn, everything I do, Pam has to do it too. I used to tease James Fisher and Fever about that and say everything I do, James does, because we had a lot of the same projects and stuff. I told him I'd be surprised if he didn't paint his living room this color, but he didn't. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. So hungry I could die. There's 11 people in here now. Everybody's talking in the chat. Trying to figure out where she's going. It's so confusing. Look, everything's flipped. I think she's about to come over my shoulder on the other side. Yep, I see her peeping over there. She's on the move. Yep. Well, what do you say, Pam, if we call it early?
I would say anything you want to do is fine with me. It's kind of quiet tonight.
Yeah.
Go turn my heater on again because the house is dropping in temp fast.
Is it electric?
It's at 32 degrees right now.
Inside or outside?
Outside, probably not that much warmer inside, but yeah, it's 32 outside right now.
Is it electric or gas or?
Yeah, I'm just using little electric heaters.
That's what I use. I've got 3 of them, and I have one in in this room, and one in my bedroom, and one in the kitchen. But I'm moving one to the reptile room this year, just to run the blower to blow, all that warm air around. And most of the rooms
Yeah, yeah.
it's crazy. So,
I think
all
we're
right.
done with snow for a while. I hope so. I think we had a winter storm warning until 6 o'clock this morning, but I think we're done now. Yeah, tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 40s. So any snow that's left will be gone tomorrow.
You got supplies laid in?
But in the next week and a half that it shows, we aren't going to have anything out of the 60s. We have a couple days in the 60s, and that's the warmest it's getting. So, yeah, it's getting to be that time of year.
Yeah, Cora says stay healthy. There comes the flu. She's so cute. Look at her. She's actually like playing peekaboo. I don't know who she's doing it with, but she peeps around and then goes back. I busted her. She's laying there and then she peeps around and goes back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, stay warm. You got groceries and all that?
Yeah. I just want to get to the post office in the morning if my feet will allow it. Like I say, I have one drawing of a dog that I want to get in the mail, so I want to get it done tonight, get it ready, packed up, and hopefully I can get to the post office tomorrow before they close at 1.
Are you wearing those stockings still?
I have been, but today my feet were so swelled up when I woke up that I couldn't get the damn socks on.
Yeah.
Because my feet are just too swelled up, so.
I used to have my right leg would swell. I don't know why it doesn't now, but I got a pair of them. Of course, I'd only have to wear one, but I would sleep in it, and it would really help. Hey, Dragon Lair. What's up? We were just talking about ending it, and there you came. You doing okay, Dragon Lair? Patrick? Let's see what he says before we go. There's my art desk.
Have you heard anything from Chewy?
No, I was thinking about
I have not seen him for a long time.
No, I always talk to him in email, and I was thinking the other day that I would just a couple of days ago that I hadn't heard from him or seen him.
Well, his channel is down too because I was trying to check and see if he'd been around or posting anything, and I followed a link that he had emailed me to his channel, and his channel's gone.
Huh. Well, he was getting really into doing. Well, why would he take his channel down? Because he was doing like those films, those specialty films on topics, not food related, especially.
But I'm a little bit worried because I haven't seen him, and his channel doesn't appear to be there anymore.
Well, maybe I'll email him if I get off of here. When I do, I'll Chewy and Scott answer. Yeah, Scott answer.
I haven't seen Scott for a little while either. Not as long as Chewy. Chewy I haven't seen for quite a long time.
Patrick says he's fixing supper. Oh my God, another food reference. Y'all are brutal. Doing good, but broke. Yeah, I know that feeling, especially after I went to got these snakes. I'm eating sandwiches so I can pay my bills, but that's fine. I'm glad to have sandwiches, you know it. Love them. Love them, love them. I don't know how to get Sky Dancer, but Chewy, I'll find an email. There's Holly. Pam put a plastic bag first. The stocking will slide easier. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's just today, like down by my toes, my feet are so swelled up that I couldn't get any socks past that point. Just because my feet are swelled up so big right there.
So does anybody know how to get Sky Dancer? It used to be in
I
every
don't. I used to see her a lot on in the King Frostmere as well, and I haven't seen her there either.
Yeah, she used to come in here and Tennessee Fish Mafia especially.
Yep, and she was always in my streams too, and I haven't seen her for a while. You
Well,
guys are making me worried about people again. Dang it.
yeah, well, you never know. This is how we were worried about you, Pam, when you were supposed to stream with me that evening and didn't show up. Yeah, you'd gone and fallen.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, I am going to go ahead and end it. And I'm on a email Chewy before I get up to put this. Well, actually, I don't have to put her up. She'll go with me wherever I go and be happy to be on me. But I got to make a sandwich. Thanks, Pam. Get your heat on.
Yep. Yep. We'll
And
see you guys tomorrow night.
my air just turned on. Can you believe that? Sorry I was late. That's all right, Patrick. We were just sitting here talking. Nothing going on really. So, but you could go back and watch it if you're bored to death. Then you'll really be bored to death. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night then for sure. Thanks everybody, and thanks Pam, and thanks Huawei, and see you all soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.